And so we resume our adventure in the quiet abode of this prison cell, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Hey people, this is Talem Splash, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. I never opened this door in the last part, so we're gonna open it now. There's actually nothing in here, so it's not all that important. Anyway, so in this part, we're gonna be escaping the Dreadnought Leviathan. So I'm really excited. This is going to be quite the story-heavy episode. We got a lot of stuff to take care of story-wise, so buckle in, grab some, as Bob Ross would say, grab your iced tea, sit back in your chair, and relax. It's going to be fun.
Majesty, we will cut your path.
I will not place my trust in the sword of a traitor.
Yet trust his sword we must, traitor or no. I see no other way. We track back, commandeer a ship, and make our escape. Her Majesty cannot abide weakness, least of all in herself. We must make her confront the reality of our plight.
Bosch is just looking there like totally like stone-faced, and you can't tell back in the PS2 version, but now that it's in HD, you can kind of like spot those things a little bit easier, like where they didn't touch with the animation at all, and it's not like it's not immersion breaking or anything. It's just something that you notice every here and then. It was a lot worse in Final Fantasy X HD. As well as Kingdom Hearts for sure. Anyway, now the alarm is going off completely, so I apologize if the alarm starts to get annoying as we're playing through this segment of the game. I promise we won't be exploring here too long. One of the reasons why I wanted to explore the upper half first is because it takes longer to explore. So we're going to explore the southern half this time around. But what we're going to do to do that is we're going to make a quick wrap around the whole the circle here. I guess I can show you this way. So you know how this goes around. I'm gonna make like a quick lap around the whole thing, and then we should be able to run and explore. And I think I'm actually running away from it. I am. Okay. So let's kill that, and now I'm gonna turn on super speed, and just so we get through this a little bit faster. At least this running part, because I would like to like not have any of the map still grayed out. It doesn't really matter for the cartographer trophy, because that's not something that you can miss, because we already got the map for this area. When we're inside the prison cell, there is the urn where you can get the map. If you don't get the map, in the urn, then you might actually miss out on the cartographer trophy. But hopefully that doesn't happen to you. I gotta learn to talk slower. It's too late for me to be like talking really quickly like I would when I'm hyper. It just doesn't work like that. I gotta slow my roll. I've been watching, so I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but there's just, I think I mentioned it before. There's this D&D campaign called the Adventure Zone, and I just got to the end of episode 5, and they're like running, trying to chase this dwarf Gundren who's gone insane, and they happen across some bandits at the party, and these bandits just have like the most stereotypical southern accent. They're like, "Hang on, fellas, slow your roll, we don't mean to harm you." And I don't know, I just thought that was funny. It reminded me of Donald, from Fire Emblem Awakening. Donald's my favorite character in Fire Emblem Awakening. Just saying, I'm throwing that out there. I've wanted to cosplay him in the past because I think he's pretty cool, and he's really strong too. I haven't even beaten Fire Emblem Awakening, and I recognize how strong Donald can become if you really put the time and effort into training him and becoming good. He becomes a beast. But yeah, actually, I have never beaten a Fire Emblem game. That's something I should rectify at some point. Oh, Vossler, you're poisoned. I'm sorry. How long have you been poisoned? I guess that's something I should pay attention to my own party, and not the party in someone else's D&D campaign. But what do you know? What can you do, rather? It's just Vossler. He's a tank anyway. But yeah, I've never beaten a Fire Emblem game. I've played through a chunk of Awakening. I've played through a chunk of Fate's Conquest, and I've played through a chunk of Fire Emblem Echoes: Shadows of Valencia. And the latter game, Fire Emblem Echoes, is definitely my favorite of the 3 that I've played. I just like the art style a lot more. I think it's more, it feels more Evolution, I guess that's the best way I can put it. Like the color scheme is warmer. It just seems like a warmer game overall. Whereas like I liked Fire Emblem Fates, and I like Awakening too, but something about the art style is it's very cool aesthetic, like very cold aesthetic. Just in the way that the colors are done, like very deep colors, rather than Echoes has like these warm, like not so like super saturated colors, but more like they're textured. You know what I mean? Like, the way they texture the drawings is very painterly, and I appreciate that. That's what I like about Ivalice, is it's the same way. Like, if you ever play Final Fantasy Tactics, which, you know, I gotta get around to doing a Final Fantasy Tactics LP at some point. You know, I've been sitting on it for ages. So I'm gonna quickly equip my diamond armlet here. I don't know if there's anything diamond armlet-y in here that's worth it, but just in case there is, okay, I guess they're all reflecting emotes. And I remember, I think this is, I don't remember if this is the diamond armlet chest or not. Okay, that's just Gil. There is a chest around here that's really good to use the DA on. Just because you can get a certain piece of gear that you couldn't otherwise get normally, unless you know, you worked with the RNG. I'm not going to take the time working with the RNG right now to get this. So if it's here, and if I happen to get it, then great. And I got an out of rust, so it's not a big deal. Okay, I'm gonna take that off now. Sorry, Vaughn, putting that bangle back on you. By the way, check out Vaughn's battle bamboo. Look how cool that weapon is. It's like purple. That's awesome. Oh, so one more thing. I guess I should show this stuff off because we're never gonna be back here. Vossler, why are you dying? Man, I'm just ignoring you. I'm so sorry. Oh, so over here we can actually turn off the alarm for a whole solid hot minute. By just, you know, resetting the alarm. Since we have the key that we got from fighting those judges, now, yeah, like that whole solid minute, we got no alarm, and it's nice, it's beautiful. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run. I can just press the L1 button or the L3 button. We're gonna run up and then to the left. So let's climb up this way, and then take ourselves around here. Hopefully, we don't run into any other Imperials along the way, but if we do, I guess we'll just have to fight them. But I don't see any. I think they just, for some reason, like, they hear the all clear and they're like, okay, never mind. There's no emergency. Just go back to your places. I guess, I mean, I guess that's what the point of an alarm is to say there is someone there. But, yeah, it's all good to go. And we got ourselves a cutscene right here, so enjoy this one, guys. I like it a lot.
Vaughn.
It's okay. We're okay.
Geese knows you've escaped. You must hurry. You are Captain Azalus. You will follow me. We must reach the airships before they do.
You would let us leave knowing who we are?
Lady Ash, by all rights you ought not even to exist. That you and Captain Ronsenberg were made to appear dead is like a hidden thread laid bare. Your actions hereafter will pull at that thread, and we will see what it unravels. This is our chance. We must see this through and get to the bottom of it. I believe 'tis for the good of Dalmasca and the good of the Empire.
Very well, then.
Thanks, Lamont.
I must apologize. Penelo, for you. May it bring you good fortune.
Thanks.
Oh, they've started a friendship.
Let us go.
Alright, so, I mean, we get a trade-off here. Vossler leaves the party, but Penelo joins the party. So, for the very first time in this whole game, we now have our full party of 6. And this is going to be our party for the rest of the entire game. Alright, so, I guess... yeah, I guess we can, we'll take care of, Penelo's license points and stuff a little bit later. I want to just, move on with the story at this point, because we have a lot of cutscenes to get through, so maybe, if you don't get to that in this episode, we'll definitely do that in the next part. So don't you worry, Penelo, we'll get to you soon. And it looks like I did explore the whole Dreadnought Leviathan now, so we're good to go. Let me quickly throw a potion on Vaughn. He has a lot of HP, though, so it's not going to make too much of a difference. Alright. Hit that open thing before, there we go, the port launch. I saw our timer running out. Not that it matters, because if the timer does go out, you just have the alarm again. Not a big deal.
Such a great shame. I must confess, I thought you the one who would help us restore peace to Dalmasca. No matter, we hold the proof of your royal lineage. A maid of passing resemblance will serve our purposes now. As for you, my dear, the Empire requires you no more!
What was that?
The Nethicite.
Your Majesty does not disappoint. Ever quick to spurn an honorable surrender, as was your father.
You know nothing of my father!
Alright, so here we go. Here's the Judge Geese fight. This is our first true Judge boss fight of the game, and it is, let me tell you, it's pretty easy. So don't you worry about that at all. Although, I guess Geese does hit a little bit hard, especially this early on. He hits decently. We're healing, so that's good. Just make sure you take out the Imperials first, because otherwise they'll just be a nuisance that you'll have to deal with later. So, oh, look at that. Bosch leveled up, too. That's great. So I guess, yeah, we have two, I guess the damage is a little bit slow because we have two white mages right now. We have Fran and Bosch. Bosch is dealing decent damage. Fran is not with her rod, but at least we won't die. That's what I'm saying, right? You know, actually, let's get, once, oh, he's casting arrow. Okay. Once the arrow finishes going off, we can, trade someone in, because you can't trade someone in once they're targeted. Let's get, Bosch out and get Ash in, because she's not going to gain any experience here anyway. Oh, I never worked on your gambits, did I? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you know what? We'll just make this, in the meantime, cure instead of a potion. And there we go. So, we'll just turn him on. There we go. Turn him on, Ash. Get to fighting. You have the strongest weapon of us right now, so... Well, I guess now he's protected in shells, so it doesn't matter. But still 100 damage. Not too bad. And we're going to kill him really easily, though. Like, we don't even have to take him down to empty HP. We just got to take him... I'd say down to like 20% and then he dies. You're old. All the judges are pretty old, actually.
We've secured an Atomos. Come.
An Atomos? Old skiff, no ship. Hardly fit for a leading man.
So I can fly it then?
You're mad.
Yeah, actually, I like that the judges are older. I'm very glad we don't have, like, you know, teenage antagonists. That makes it really cheesy if we did.
Can't we go faster? Not yet. They passed. Hasn't gone too fast, they'd have noticed.
And we made it out. We're alive. We escaped the Dreadnought Leviathan. We got our whole party. Everything is looking pretty good. I'm so excited. We're back in Bujerba. Look at that view. First time for Ash, too.
Balthier, your handkerchief. I thought you might want it back.
I shall wear it close to my heart.
Perhaps you forget all that Ondor has wrought.
I do not forget, Majesty. It was by his counsel, dangerous though it may have been, that we were able to free you. You must meet with him, Your Highness, and give ear to his words. He may act in league with the Empire, but his heart is not.
It is as he says. I ought not have kept Ondor at so great a distance for so long a time. I have played the fool.
You were only being cautious.
Majesty, I would ask you for some time. On our own, we struggle in vain to restore Dalmasca. I must search out some other way. Until I should find it, I would have Bosch remain at your side. Doubt him you may. But I measure his loyalty to Dalmasca no less than my own.
I know you would not speak so lightly. Very well.
Keep her well. Go to Ondor and there await my return.
Sounds good. Yeah, man, this game is very interesting because there's some cutscenes that like feel even like just as well animated as like those in Final Fantasy 13, and then there's others where you know they get kind of stiff-faced like they would in Final Fantasy 10. And I don't know, this game feels like such an interesting middle game between them. It's a weird thing to bring up now. It's just something I thought about as I was watching that cutscene. Just you know, the way that they look and all that, like where we were technologically in 2006. It was such a nice spot, and I kind of wish that we would go back to that. Where not every, I mean, as an animation student myself, I'm all for, you know, more and more animation in games, especially character animation, because that's what I'm really into. but you know, I'm okay with things like that, like, you know, the occasional stiff cutscenes for like smaller things, because, you know, sometimes you want to, you have to be you have to economize and figure out like what scenes are good to animate and which scenes, you know, if like you want to have a complete story. Otherwise, you just get the Final Fantasy 15 problem, which you know, you don't have enough time to make everything, I guess is the right way to, you have to economize. That's all I'm saying. Take me to His Excellency, please. Then please come this way, Pratra. Yes, we got more cutscenes. We're not done yet. I imagine this this episode will be like about 25 to 30 minutes long. So sit tight, everybody. Sit tight.
When Vossler learned my father had been killed the night of the treaty signing, he returned to Ravenaster, there to aid my escape. There was still time before Vane's reach extended too far. We thought that you could protect me.
However, when I then made the announcement that you had taken your own life, I must have seemed a model citizen of the Empire. The announcement, you see, was Vane's suggestion. Of course, at the time I was reluctant, but I could not perceive his reasons. Now it is clear he meant to drive a wedge between us.
Halim, we are past all this. Boucherba must stand with us. We can stop Vane.
I once knew a girl whose only wish was to be carried in her uncle's arms. Your Majesty is a woman grown now.
Then Boucherba will aid me.
Suppose for a moment you were to defeat Vane. What then? You cannot simply rebuild your kingdom with the only proof of your birthright stolen. Without that, the Grand Kiltias on Omises cannot and will not recognize your Majesty as the rightful heir. You may yet be a princess, but without proof of your identity, you are powerless. You will remain with me. We do nothing till the time is right.
I cannot just wait.
Then what does your Majesty propose we do?
Uncle Halim.
Incidentally, what is the going rate for rescuing princesses these days? Food would be a start. The good stuff, mind you.
This can be arranged, though it will take some time.
Time enough for a bath, I hope. Dirty business, you know. Ah, best bring a change of clothes, too.
What are you doing? This is Balthier's ship.
I'm going to retrieve the Dawn Shard. It's the proof that I need. I know where it's hidden. I'll return his airship later.
Are you crazy?
This is something that I have to do. Not only for myself, but for all those who have fallen. I will not be made to hide. I'll fight alone if I must.
You still have Bosch, right? Besides, you can't just go around stealing people's ships. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to concentrate.
That's quite enough, Your Majesty.
What do you think? A bit over the top? In my line of work, you never know when something like this might come in handy.
I'm trying to concentrate.
I'm leaving you with the Marquis.
You can't.
Trust me, you're better off staying here.
Suppose you kidnapped me instead. You're a sky pirate, aren't you? Then steal me. Is that so much to ask?
What do you have that I would want?
The Dynast King's treasure. The Dawn Shard is but one of the riches that lie waiting in King Wraithwall's tomb.
King Wraithwall, you say?
Kidnapping royalty is a serious offense. It won't do much to lower the bounty on your head.
How much is the price on your head these days, I wonder?
Allow me to escort you in Vossler's place.
Will you be joining us?
What? Are you kidding? I don't want to stick around this place.
Then I'm coming too.
Canelo?
Don't leave me here.
Of course not.
Then it's settled. We should leave before the Marquis realizes she's missing, like proper kidnappers.
And with that, our journey begins. Our journey begins. I'm so excited. Oh, but first you got this cutscene. You get to see what's going on over at the Empire. The Arcadian Empire, the Imperial City of Arcades. Oh man, this view looks so good. Like, look at that. That's so awesome. Like, the architecture and everything. And you can see, like, the cedar uplands in the background and stuff. We'll get to go to that area eventually. I'm really excited to get there. There's lots of stuff to do there, too. And there's Judge Gabranth. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna drink my tea while I'm watching this scene. You know, I'm cutting out my audio anyway, so I might as well. I usually do for the cutscenes.
Dr. Sid, does this set Draclaw?
I have confirmed he receives funds from Lord Vane. His agency in the fall of Nabudis is also certain. Yet, with Judge Zecht, who led the assault, missing, the truth remains difficult to ascertain.
The long, cold years have clouded my eyes. I cannot see my own son's heart.
My lord.
This illness will claim me. So then, who is to be my successor? The Senate fears the capable Peregrine Vane. They prefer a young, fledgling emperor. Gabranth, once in the past I laid siege to your homeland.
The Republic of Landis is long since gone. My allegiance lies wholly with the Empire.
Perhaps. But what of your brother? He did not accept us as you did. He fled to Dalmasca. Did you never think to follow him?
I follow his every move. He is an enemy of the Empire. He will be cut down.
So you would kill even your own brother for the Empire. Be that as it may, Gabranth, your ruthlessness is not without merit. But it must not become this way with Larsa. You must ensure that it does not.
He's got some long fingers.
So then you ask me to be his sword, to strike where he might not.
Rather be his shield. Gabranth, keep your close watch on Vane. His is the keenest blade of all.
My lord.
Do this for me, Gabranth. I could not bear to see my sons war with each other again.
Oh, poor old Emperor Gramis. Yeah, actually, that's really hard to do, to put your fingers together like that when you're animating. That's like, to make sure that none of them collide, that's hard to do in 3D, so props to you guys for doing it in the game. Or at least it's hard for me. Like, just to make sure you position everything right. It's a lot of joint movement. It's Dalmasca Westersand.
Whoa. This come in handy often?
It's tough being popular. Wouldn't want any admirers dropping in while we're away. Well now, that's as far as she goes. We'll be in yacht from here onwards.
Across the Sand Sea, to the Valley of the Dead, and to King Wraithwall's tomb below.
So when you're in yacht, skystones don't work at all. That's why we gotta hoof it the rest of the way, you see?
Happy you get to teach me something for a change?
Well, if you want to be a sky pirate, you gotta know your... Hey, what do you mean for a change?
Come on,
At least we thought to bring entertainment.
Oh yeah? Says who? You want to see what they think about it?
I wouldn't be so confident.
Ash is like, why? Why do I have to take these two with me? Oh, man. You know, it's kind of understandable. But honestly, I think Pinello is pretty cool. I think Pinello deserves to stay. Vaughn, honestly, he'll earn his right to stay over time. But anyway, for now, we're going to get Ash out of here. We also, before we end up, you know, I'm going to take time to go ahead and license up Pinello right now at the end of this episode because she hasn't been around since the Giza Plains all the way up in, like, what, part 4? So it's been quite a while. And I would also like to make a beeline straight for that Carcata if I can, because, you know, she's also a knight. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get there, but I'm thinking, maybe by the time we get to King Wraithwell's tomb, which is where we're heading, that's where we're heading now. I didn't want to mention it before, because of, you know, spoiler reasons for the story and all that, but now that now that we know we're going there, it should be a little bit easier to, well, I mean, I don't know where I was going with that, I'm sorry. I'm losing it today. I still gotta record one more episode after this, so I apologize in advance if the next episode I'm just as, like, out of it. I hope I'm not. Today has been a pretty hectic day in my D&D campaign, because I'm also in one with Cody and some other friends of mine and Monisa, and oh my gosh, like, I almost died, honestly. Like, I was that close to dying today, and then I got healed. I actually did die. My health dropped to 0, and then I ended up being healed by an NPC. And oh, it was intense. So that we're almost at that Carcata. I think Ash is at the same spot actually. Yeah, that they're both at the same spot. Look at that. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't notice that. The pattern on the license board changes each time. It's randomized. That's so cool. All right. Anyway, enough of that. I don't want to make you guys dizzy or anything. For now, I think Ash, you have a little bit more LP actually. Can you push you down further? We'll get you that plus, yeah, that plus 90, or that plus 310 HP, and then we need 30, 75, and 80. So honestly, just that won't be too hard to get. What am I forgetting? Ash, your gambits. You both have really weak gambits, but you're also just DPS, so it doesn't matter too much right now. We will have to get you gambits later. In the meantime, I think our party for now is going to be, so party A will be Monk, Time Mage. So I guess party A will be Vaughn, Fran, and Pinello. I think that's a good party A. And then party B can be Ash, Bosch, and Balthier. Or, I mean, they're not really party A and B, just like the different parties I'm using. Because Monk and White Mage, you know, we got a damage dealer, another damage dealer, and a White Mage. And this damage dealer is ranged. And then for the other party, we got Time Mage, who's ranged, White Mage, heal, and then DPS. So I think that's good. I think we'll be good with that. We're going to focus in on the Vaughn, Fran, Pinello party for now, though, because they are a little bit behind on levels. And I would like to get them up to at least 20 as soon as I can. It's not a huge deal if you're not 20. Like, you honestly can be like level 16 going when you finally get to the Tomb of Wraithwell and still be fine. Hi, No. Don't you worry about the straw, Kupo. I'll keep an eye on her. No, wait, both eyes. Alright, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But, actually, before we, oh man, I have a story to tell about, but actually, I might have told it before. Anyway, I'm getting off track. In the next part, before we continue directly on into the Tomb of Wraithwell and stuff, and start traveling, it's gonna be a trip there. But before we start our trip, we are gonna go and do some hunts. So I'll see you in the next episode for some side quests, and then we'll also move on with the story after that. So it'll be fun. Take care, guys, and what do you have to say, huh? Nearly lost my tail to a trap once. Ever since, I've been sure to use a lever to spot any traps good and early. Told that to my pal here. He says, oh, you can float right over traps without setting them off. Never thought of that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, bye, everybody. Take care.